Today I am bringing you the final video in my series of cold weather cures. I have already talked to you about my favorite lip balms, my favorite hand creams, and now I wanted to talk about my favorite body care and hair care products for this time of year. These are the products that I find myself using quite a bit. Some of these I do use other times of year as well, but maybe not as often. These are things that I find I need to use on a more regular basis. My skin's a little bit drier, my hair and scalp are definitely drier, and I find that a lot of these products really help me out this time of year, kind of keep everything normal and balanced. So let's go ahead and see what they are. So the first couple of products that I want to mention are hair care. Now this first item is something that I actually received in a Laura Beauty box. I think I may have mentioned it in it might have been a favorites video before. This is the Carol's Daughter Minoy Repairing Hair Mask. Now, I find that this time of year, especially with blow drying and heat styling, my hair gets very dried out. The area where I live is very humid, so normally I don't have a problem with dry hair. But then when you combine all of the styling this time of year with the reduced humidity, my hair gets very dry, staticky, all those things. And I find that this hair mask does a really good job of sort of bringing that shine back to my hair, the moisture to it, without weighing it down. It's amazing what a good job this does. It's very, very thick, as you can see, and it's a mask type product, and it does just an amazing job of really bringing, like I said, that moisture and shine back to my hair without creating that heaviness that really pulls the volume out of your hair. So I've really enjoyed this. It also does have a very sort of tropical smell to it, so it's sort of a nice sort of vacation type smell this time of year when it's definitely very cold and kind of gloomy outside, and this sort of reminds me of a summer vacation somewhere really beautiful and tropical. So really would recommend this Carol's Daughter hair mask. And then the next product that I really rely on this time of year that I don't find that I ever need any other time of year is a scalp treatment. My scalp gets so dry and itchy this time of year, and I find it's like mostly at the back of my scalp for some reason. I really am just always find myself sort of scratching, and I try not to do that, especially out in public, because I'm sure that's really disturbing to other people when I'm in a restaurant and I'm kind of scratching at my hair and things like that. So I try to keep it under control so that it doesn't happen. And what I use for that is the Head & Shoulders, just the original. This is the Classic Clean formula. And I have this little tiny size because sometimes I find that I can just use this like maybe once a week or just do a couple different treatments, and that takes care of me for a while. So I just picked this up in the travel section of Target. I've used it twice in the past couple weeks. I think I've done it once a week, and that's really taken care of any problems that I have. If I find that that itchiness comes back to my scalp again, I'll just switch this out with my regular shampoo one day, and I'll find that things kind of get back to normal. The thing I like about this Head & Shoulders also is that it doesn't seem to have any difference in the way that my hair styles. In other words, it doesn't create any heaviness, it doesn't leave a residue on my hair, it has a nice clean smell, and so I don't find that it seems like I've done any sort of special treatment to my hair. It acts like one of my normal shampoos would, but just sort of removes that itchy scalp feeling. So really enjoy this quite a bit. And now I noticed actually, when I was at Target a couple days ago, I noticed that they have quite a few different fragrances for the Head & Shoulders now. I was considering getting a full size, and then I realized that that would probably just sit in my linen closet for quite a while when I pull it out here and there. But there's like a green apple smell and a few others. But anyway, so if you're not really into the classic smell, you do have some different options. Now, moving on to body care, I wanted to mention a couple of body washes that I really enjoy this time of year. And the first one I want to talk about is from Philosophy. They have the 3-in-1, the shampoo, shower gel, and bubble bath. And I really like any of them from Philosophy. The one I happen to be using right now is Candy Cane. And this was one I purchased a couple of last year, and then I had one left sort of in my stash, and I just got to open this one this year. This has a nice peppermint fragrance to it, and it's a creamy body wash formula, as you can see. So that feels really, really good on my skin this time of year. I usually will use like these types of body washes or the gel ones, and I don't find myself using the gel versions all the time this year because I find I need a little bit more moisture, so I kind of go to these. And I find that any of the ones that I purchase from Philosophy are always really good. and create a nice moisture barrier on my skin no matter what kind they are. So I really enjoy these. And then also sometimes at night I'll use these on my hair, and I kind of like the fragrance of their different body washes for that. So any of the Philosophy are really good for that. And then next, this is one of my most favorite body washes of all time, and I kind of look forward to it this time of year. This is the Dove Winter Care Nourishing Body Wash. This comes out, as the name would indicate, in the wintertime each year. I want to say it starts to show up in stores like maybe around late November in my area. There is this creamy lotion, not lotion, the creamy liquid version, I guess you would say. And there's also a bar version. This year I've only used the liquid. It has a very typical Dove smell, I would say, in that it's very sort of a clean, classic, soft smell. Also, I think this one smells a lot like baby powder in my opinion. It doesn't smell exactly like one of the other original Dove body washes does. It does have a unique smell to it, but this one I just especially love. It's probably my favorite of all the Dove fragrances, but I do kind of look forward to it this time of year, so I don't use it all year round. I don't stock up, you know, so I can have it all year. It does have some extra oil in it. This has soybean or sunflower oil, which I'm not really sure what that means. It has one or the other, but maybe it just depends on what they are making it with that day. But it does a really good job of also moisturizing the skin. My skin feels very comfortable when I get out of the shower. Even if I take too hot of a shower, too hot of a bath, I find that my skin doesn't get dry or itchy when I use this. And it foams up really nicely. It's like really creamy and rich. So if you put this on a poof, it really, really suds up. Which brings me to my next product. This has been a favorite of mine for a while. I purchased this through eBay, and I really cannot remember where I got the idea from this from. I must have heard it from somewhere, because I don't think it's something I could have possibly discovered all on my own. But this is called a Salix cloth. It's S-A-L-U-X. I will type that in here on the screen so that you can see it. And like I said, I purchased this from eBay. They're about $5 or so, and I believe that's with free shipping. You can find them from several different vendors, but it's a really long exfoliating cloth. So you can see how large this is. Now you could just use like a traditional loofah, but what I really like about the Salix cloth is, besides the fact that it's got a really, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that, but it's got a really nice gritty texture to it, so you can put any of your body washes on it and it really suds up nicely. But also you can use it like this and go behind your head, or it's really great, whoops, it's really great for on your back. You can do a really good job of like scratching your back and get a really nice loofah on there and kind of exfoliate all the skin that it's kind of hard to reach on its own. So I love that about this. A lot of times though, I will just sort of fold it over and put my body wash on here and suds it up, and then I just really like to scrub all over, especially like on my knees and elbows and places like that. It also does a nice job on your hands. I like to rough that up, and on my heels and things. The nice thing about this is it's also machine washable, so periodically I'll just throw it in the wash and clean it up a little bit, and it can go in the dryer, or you can just air dry it. So this is really nice. I would not recommend using this on your face. It's probably way too rough for the face. I would not recommend it unless you have really tough skin, but I would think this would be very, very irritating. And then finally, I just have a couple of body lotions that I wanted to mention. Now the one I'm going to mention really quickly, because you've heard about it so many times, I've been using the Ginger & Company Soft on You Daily Body Lotion. This has a heavier perfumey fragrance to it, so sometimes it is something that I wear all on its own. But the body lotions that I find that I am reaching for most time this year both come from Curel. Now the first one I use usually throughout the year on my hands. This is the Curel Daily Moisture Original Lotion for dry skin. So this one I always keep by the sink, and when I wash my hands I moisturize with this. But this time of year I find that I rely on it a lot more for my body moisturizer. This is not completely fragrance free, but I find that the fragrance of this does really diminish over time, and it really soaks into the skin nicely. It doesn't compete with any fragrance that I wear, and it's not greasy. It's just a sort of a nice, reliable go-to body lotion. I've repurchased this several times. It's just something that I like to always have on hand. Like I said, it's just a very reliable, nice body lotion to always have on hand. Now the other one that I find that I really exclusively use this time of year, and my husband really likes it also, is the Curel Itch Defense. Now this is fragrance free, And this has a thicker texture to it. I would say it's still not greasy, but you really are gonna notice this on your skin, especially when you first apply it. It does eventually sink in, but it really, I mean, it is very noticeable on the skin at first. I find that this time of year, I get particularly itchy and dry right around here in my chest and neck. For some reason, like the area from here to here gets really, really dry and itchy on me. So at nighttime, when I've taken my nighttime evening bath, I really like to put this on really heavily around this area, and then I'll go to the tops of my shoulders and other areas that get really dry and kind of rub it into my hands. And it just creates a really nice moisture barrier, and then I find that I won't get that itchiness coming the next day, even after I've bathed in the morning, if I try to remember to do this every night. It's not something I would recommend if you don't have very dry skin, or if you're wanting to put on your clothes immediately after. That's why I think this is such a great nighttime lotion, because I know that I'm just gonna be putting on my PJs over the top of it. But if you wanted to put this on your legs and then to try to put on pants, you know how hard that can be, or even in just your regular clothes, it's gonna be a little bit sticky at first to try to do that. So just something to be aware of, but it's excellent for itchy, dry winter skin. And that is it. Those are all of my body and hair favorites for winter care. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye-bye.